All right, welcome everybody to our restart of poetry near and afar, as we feature one New York area poet and one from Afar, which, as you know, in New York means anything that's west of the Hudson and north of the Bronx. We were upstate at the New York Library Association conference last week, and we were joking around with some of the libraries from Westchester, telling them that they counted as upstate. And so the way this will work is we have our two features. We have Jack Zaffos and Brandy Lane. Jack is from here from New York, and Brandy's joining us from Colorado. So we look forward to that. Each of the features will have 20 minutes or as much time, as of that 20 as they want. And then we'll open it up for an open mic. If you do not want to participate in the open mic, please put it in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you do. What we always say is, please keep it to one non-epic length poem. If you're doing haiku, you can certainly do 3 haikus. And if Larry wants to read us a story of any sort, he can have as much time as he wants to, because that is a treat and a delight. But we're looking forward to this. We'll be doing this the first and third Monday of each month. I put out the call with completely forgetting to do it as a Google form, and so I got deluged. I think I had about 45 emails that came in, and I can't juggle it. So I apologize to everybody. I resent out the link. So if you haven't put your request to read in the link, please do so. It's the only way that I can kind of figure out what's going on. We'll be sending out the schedule for the rest of November, December, and January, probably next week, or as soon as I can get to it. For those of you who don't know, the Oceanside Library, in May, we knocked the building down. We're in temporary quarters. We're rebuilding. So it's not only are we doing all of the normal stuff that we do, but we're also in the middle of a major construction project. But all is good, and it's proceeding forward, and we're really happy. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, our good friend, Jack Zaffos.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. In my last reading at the East Meadows Library with Judy, I mostly did work that was from my my recent book, Lyrics from the Singing Stream. Tonight I'm going to be doing things that are post Lyrics from the Singing Stream. Give those pieces some time too. They deserve it. Okay, this is called Eyes for That. This is actually an acrostic poem based on a painting by D.D. Spungen. So it's called Eyes for That. Life remains steadfast, emanating a glow and flashing an unknown beauty, rooted in the ground of being, whose birth is mysterious. There is a glow beneath the surface of the scrambled veneer, which comes with a kind of suffering that hurts and stifles under an avalanche of despair. I am a believer of that glow, and that clear rushing stream ever pleasant flowing under wastelands. If you look, you can see evidence if you have eyes for that. I've been blessed with eyes for that. This is called Doors. I keep coming to that door, and the ancient fears return. The door will not open. I will not enter. I will not be allowed. I try. I walk on roads of jagged stone. I brave gauntlets and hold my breath, but the door will not open. On certain days, I see a crack in the door and rush it at its weakest point. Yet there are good days when I can grasp that handle and step to the other side. On those days, I look up, and before I can broaden a celebratory smile, he is confronting me, another door. Okay, I don't know if Dee Dee's here, Doreen is here tonight, but this is called I Am a Succulent Plant. Doreen kind of kids me that I like to use the word succulent a lot, and which I do. So this is called I Am a Succulent Plant. I am a succulent plant. Please pardon my needles. If I know you well, I might consent to stripping. Then you may know my form, the soft, smooth softness. I may offer my juice. That would be my pleasure. I long for that. I live for that. If I know you deeper, you may even see the flowering of the hidden beauty and love I provide from within. For I am a succulent plant. I long for that. I live for that. This is a poem about meditation. There's a concept in meditation called monkey mind, which is basically a mind that just those who enjoy those who get involved in meditation, it's like your mind just goes every which way, and it's like been in a meditation group, it's like you might be experiencing something like this called monkey mind. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Itch in the back, belt too tight, itch, want to scratch. I shouldn't scratch. Breathe in, breathe out. Sad nostalgic memory. I could have done it different. Did I say that then? Oh no. I'm hungry. Oh no, I gotta pee. Should I get up and keep the seat? People may notice me. I could hold on, at least for now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now focus on the breath. Yes, that's it. Quiet. That woman I saw on the way here, she had pretty legs. Ah, yes. Ah, fantasy, sex fantasy. Ooh, not cool. I'm supposed to meditate. Back to the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Here comes the thought train again. Choo choo. Did I lock the door? Did I lock the car? Don't remember. Car alarm. A car alarm. Someone's messing with the car. Should I check it out? No. Calm down. The breath. Yes, the breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sleepy. Feeling sleepy. Droopy eyes. Oh, itchy leg. Stuffed nose. Scratchy throat. I haven't called my sister in a while. What kind of brother am I? I'll call this evening. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ah, quiet, pristine, empty. I did it. I'm talking to myself again. Ah! Bing! Silence. The meditation is over. Let me go to the focus shuffle here. Okay, here we go. Let's go with, this is called It's Good. It's good. In the quiet time, without the endless chattering stories, narrations and categories. It's good on a sunny day, a rainy day, when the volume goes down. There's a peace, an intention, a breath, the breath longed for, and you see what's around you, what's needed, and you tend to it. And there is no talking head or hand in your face saying stop. No, for that moment, it's all go. And it's all faith, a faith from the deep heart, where you can find a holy cry and a sacred laugh. All right, let's try this. Let's go with this one here. It's called Soft Eyes. Oh, let's see. Soft eyes. I saw with soft eyes as if looking at the surface of a pond. I saw a quiet vulnerability in the spaces of open souls, joining and yearning. Old walls disappeared. They did not crumble. They disappeared with a soundless dissolution. I felt the gentleness of souls gathered around. I saw soft eyes looking back. I felt the sadness that I dwelled behind these walls that were of my making. I felt the gladness that the way was clear and we were all welcome to walk forward into the streams of connection. How much time do I have? Because I think
You're doing fine. You've got about another 10 or 11 minutes, 10 minutes.
okay, it's the second time this has happened. Actually, instead of running out of poems, in fact, actually, instead of running out of time, I've run out of poems.
Okay.
So I'm going to go on electronically and find out. I know I have some on the right here. Let's see.
Yeah, 20 minutes is a long time. It's
Okay. Somebody says, okay, here we go. Here we go. This is access to it. Oh. Okay. All right, let's go to this and say, excuse me, sorry. Put that one. All right, let's try this way. Last time.
yeah, take your time. It's no problem. You know what it is that there's no reaction in between the poems. So what normally would
Oh.
just even polite clapping would stretch this out.
Well,
So
that's what happened with East Meadows because I asked that there be no reaction because I actually finding I like to work better without the applause.
well, that's how every one of my readings is. So live or not.
So here we go. Here we are. Okay, here you go. Same thing happening here. I don't know what's going on here. It's been a weird day today. There it is. Hmm. As for me, there's a whole lot of pushing, not a whole lot of listening. Ideas crashing ideas, and the loudest talkers talk. It's one or the other. They say you must choose. As for me, I'll write in a lilac garden. We are at peril, yet we all clamp tighter. There are imperatives, acts that must be done. One of them is learning, another is unlearning. As for me, I'll write through a cloud of unknowing. The problems are real, the hurt is apparent, the haves are getting more, and the have-nots are increasing. We need new compassion. We need soft tongues and listening ears. As for me, I'll write from a crack in the heart. Okay, let's go to this one here. This is called Amid Despair. Amid despair, there is light through darkness and sadness that covers up in a deep cloud. Untold pains go unspoken. We don't know. We don't see beneath the surface. Yet there is a light. How can there not be when the heart breaks open? I myself tread through murky waters that crest high, blown by the winds of uncertainty. I walk step by step as the spirit of waving tree leaves reach to me with a hand towards redemption. I sit here so bittersweet, getting older and falling and getting up and falling into the unknown, hoping a great love can hold me, hoping the part I play to grow that love will be accepted. It is a short poem called It Is Truly an Honor. It is truly an honor when someone is naked for you. There is no pretense and all comes through clear. It is a trust to the highest degree when you hold this presence like a precious stone.
Could you read that one again? It was brief. I think I loved the first line, and you went on to the second line, and I just lost it, and I'd like it. So
Yeah.
if everybody would be okay with that,
Sure.
Sure.
great.
It is truly an honor when someone is naked for you. There is no pretense, and it all comes through clear. It is a trust to the highest degree when you hold the presence like a precious stone.
Thanks.
Welcome. Okay. Okay. A little too steamy. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go with here's a baseball poem. That'll do. It's called Stealing Bases. And parentheses is called How to Fool the Grand Inhibitor. There are times when you so much want to author a poem, your muse is asleep, and the Grand Inhibitor stands guard at the door. Then you have this listless feeling, and nothing, just nothing, comes out of your pen. Now, I heard it said, you go from what is. I'll go with it. Yeah, I'll go with it. It's all fair game. It's like stealing a base on the Grand Inhibitor. The Grand Inhibitor thought the muse was asleep, and there was no attempt to hold the muse, the runner, on first base. She'll never steal. Yet she's running to second. And the inhibitor throws wild, and she's safe at third. Now the muse is dancing. She's off third base. And she's shaking her hips. The inhibitor is all excited and tries to pick her off. He earmails the ball, and the muse does score. And that, my good friends, is how this poem was written. And, go back to the phone and oops. No, if you just excuse me, I'll go to the book. It's right close by.
Sure, no problem. You got 1 more minute, Jack.
1 more minute?
Yeah, 1 more minute. Just take your time.
Yeah, whatever book comes up. You got, okay. Okay. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Let's go with a prayer for despair, a prayer for despair. The darkness hid the grace, the force from the heart was forgotten. The fear eclipsed the vision. For a while now, the side of the road has been shrouded by haze. The thought storms blocked the sunshine, and the meadows became barren. And the light became alien, and I began to hide and wonder how fleeting is this glow, how transient is this connection, how trustworthy is the holy. There have always been doubts, but the doubts overtook. And though I sang this song line, it was often murmured and it could not be heard. I say a prayer to once again open the lips, eyes, and ears. And that is a sincere
There we
prayer.
go. Oh, thank you very much.
Okay,
Wonderful.
thank you.
All right, everybody, you can unmute yourselves for half a second. Give Jack a nice round of applause. That was wonderful. Thank you for kicking us off. So
Beautiful
well.
Yes.
stuff. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Thanks. Good
Asha.
luck. Good luck with the wife.
Thank you very much.
Well,
I'm gonna be leaving in
all is well.
a short while.
Yeah, Jack, it's certainly if you can or need to go, don't hesitate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Well done, Jay-Z.
Thank you. Thank you. And a special thank you to I don't know if you I don't know if you're still here, Lydia. Yeah, you are. Yes, thank you for coming, Lydia. I appreciate that really. Okay.
Very nice. Okay, so As you know, I normally do not read bios, but since Brandy agreed to jump in so quickly, I will read a little bit about her. Wanna make sure, right? Okay, so we have Brandy Lane has lived most of her life in Indiana and Colorado, where she resides with her husband and 4 children. She published her first book, Where Beautiful Loves, in December 2020 under her own imprint of Where Beautiful Inks. Just after the release of her first book, she discovered anthologies as an option for publishing and has since had poetry pieces included in over 3 dozen publications.
Whoa.
We are, Brandy can be found online on Instagram and Facebook at Where Beautiful Lives. And there's 2 L's there, one at the end of beautiful and one at the beginning of lives. At Where Beautiful Lives, or her webpage at wherebeautifullinks.com. So with that, what I will remind everybody is if you do not want to read in the open mic, please put that in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you will. And without any further ado, joining us from Colorado, Brandy Lane. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I'm just going to jump in with a couple from my book, and then I'm going to move on to just a hodgepodge of things that I've written over the past 3 years. I actually started writing in 2000. Well, it was December of 2018, and didn't get online until 2019. And then the next year I did the book, and now I'm moving on to do more. So it's been a lot of fun. This one is called Love Letter. My heart breaks daily as it falls in love with you over and over again. You are the first person I wish to say good morning to, and my last thought of the night as I close my eyes. Every time I get good news or sad news, you are the one I run to share it with. You are the one I wish to hold when I am happy or when I need to be consoled. You're my dearest love. You are my home, and I've been away from you for far too long. I wish to open the door to your infectious smile and see that beloved twinkle in your eye. I found you, and my life irrevocably changed in ways I never knew it could. All of the magic came back, the creative, colorful, wonderful beauty of life. The love that I carry courses through these veins. It keeps me going forward, gives me the strength to face the demons every day. I will not give up knowing you are on the other side. I ask that you bear with me, for this battle will be long and weary. Our time on earth is so short compared to the moments my soul has known you. That depth is countless. And this one's a little more fun, a little risque, not super risque, but just kind of cutesy. It's called That View. I dare not address you by your first name until properly invited, but such a beautiful one it is. To say it aloud is almost an appreciative sigh of the entire body, relaxing, intriguing, dreamy even. I stopped myself from sending this last evening until I was of proper wit. 1 glass, I swear. I've decided that it's just too high a compliment not to send. And I'm hoping that you will just accept it as my appreciation of his creation before me. He is, after all, the divine artist. Oh my, you might want to close the door, as I can imagine you'll blush and laugh just a little abruptly from shock and awe. I, after all, gasped slightly and my eyebrow cocked as I took in the view, blushing now even the thought as I would staring at any great work. Oh, why couldn't we have been born in the same time centuries ago? My musings would be among those studied as those of the greatest love prose. I would have been famed for my slight obsessions of you. Here it goes. A slight intoxication from the vine, and my thoughts turn only to you. Slightly inappropriate even, but my goodness, the view when you are walking away. If you could see what I see, you would understand. I can only liken it to the experience of gazing at the backside of Michelangelo's David. And there it is, really. No response is necessary. Seriously, just don't reply. I just wanted you to know that whether you're coming or going, the view is spectacular. This next one is called Dote. Dost thou not love me anymore? Do you not think of me? Is it something that I must implore? Please put my mind at ease. I miss knowing that my doting is causing that slight simper. Just a crumb, a little taste. Please don't make me whimper. I miss the banter back and forth, the closeness that we've shared. I fear the lack of seeing you has left my heart impaired. Oh, please tell me you've missed me. Just a little bit. My silliness, my smile, my awkwardness, my wit. I've missed you mercilessly. I've discovered as I pondered, thinking how much you mean to me. Through memories I've wandered. You are someone that I choose to know as long as I have breath. You are someone that I choose to love with unhindered height and depth. I only know that in my mind, you are a part of me. And if you ever need someone here, forever I will be. And those again are from my book, More Beautiful Loves. And now I'm going to move on to some stuff that is different. A little bit of fun. This one is called Spells of Love, and I have to do it in a witch voice, or else it just adds to it. It's fun. Spells of Love. A pinch of gristle from a mother bear's cheek will give me the answers that I seek. Spit from a camel, eye of mute. Please, spirit, speak up. Do not be mute. I want my love to burn with desire. For that, I'll need some dragon's fire. Some silver fur from a winter fox. Bring me a man with gorgeous locks. Fresh water from the limpid pools. Give him blue eyes like sapphire jewels. A branch of a tree that had been broke to make him tall like a mighty oak. A rather large cricket for musical flair. Oh, heck, make him sing. Toss a bird in there. A dusting of pollen, rain from a cloud to make him fertile and well endowed. Now for the conjuring of this spell, I'll need 3 coins from the wishing well. Honey from a hive to make him sweet, and for a bit of luck, some rabbit's feet. Wisdom comes from an owl's downy feather. For strength, a strip of buffalo leather. The ingredients gathered, I start to recite the incantation at the stroke of midnight. In front of me, he starts to appear, the tall, dark, and handsome man I'll hold dear. I realize I'm a wrinkled mess in my witch's gown, and that my old and tired face is covered with a frown. Too late to fix the way I look before he comes to fruition. My only hope is that he has a charming disposition. Our eyes meet, and he looks deep within my soul. My other half is finally here, so I can now be whole. As he takes me into his arms, his fingers trace my face. He tells me I am beautiful. My frown is now erased. He tells me not to worry, that he'll care for me somehow. With that, the furrowed wrinkles vanish from my brow. My looks begin to soften the more he speaks to me. Somehow his love releases the inner beauty in me. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered, I will him forever adore. For he now has me under his spell, now and forevermore. This next one is called Depression. I have struggled with depression, although right now it is not my depression I am struggling with. The depression that surrounds me looks like an overflowing garbage bin, items placed where they don't belong, dirty dishes piled up, even though I cleaned the kitchen yesterday. It looks like piles of laundry and unpaid bills. It looks like promises of I'll do it tomorrow, repeatedly broken. It looks like anger and inappropriate joking. It looks lonely, isolated, as if there were spikes around everyone they love, and touching is out of the question. It looks like watching hours and hours of television and wasting lots of precious time. It looks like avoidance and escape, fake smiles and masks. It looks like procrastination and laziness. I am dealing with so much of my own inner turmoil at the moment. My own health issues, my own brokenness. How am I supposed to carry the burdens of others while trying to care for myself? How do I say no to the extra workload that I now have to bear? How do I turn off my empathy, my compassion? Trying to protect myself feels like I am turning my back on the people that are supposed to be the most important to me. But if I don't protect my mind, my soul, my heart, my health, how will I be able to continue on? It feels like digging a hole in the sand just to watch it fill up faster than what you can keep up. It feels desperate and like I am constantly searching for answers. It feels like God has turned his back on my family. Depression isn't only lonely to the depressed. It is lonely to those who love them. Compose myself for a minute. This one's kind of fun. I wrote it this morning. I love you when there's coffee. I love you when there's wine. I just flipping love you all of the freaking time. I love you in the daytime. I love you in the night. And my heart does not care if it is wrong or if it's right. I'll love you every season, whether spring or mid-October. I'll love you when I'm drunk or when I'm stone cold sober. All I know is my heart forever chooses you, no matter if I'm happy or when I'm feeling blue. I'll love you every day until my very last, for this love continues on to the future from the past. If you haven't realized how much I really care, just look into my eyes, but only if you dare. Okay, this one is called Coloratura. I was a singer, actually I am a singer, I just haven't sung for a while, but I'm a coloratura soprano, and I was in choir, and well, this is about that. You had me at coloratura and blue plaid shirts, at princesses surveying their kingdom and untied shoelaces. I was a goner when you'd look at the time or anytime you'd look right through me. You had me at holding the door and teasing me while I tried not to fall on the ice. I cried sweet tears of joy when you showed your appreciation for a well-sung verse. You remembered I liked Gershwin and called me sexy and pretty and told me you loved me. All of the rolled R's and calling me darling, the held glances and warm embraces, the tinkle of your hand as you grazed mine, and the electricity when our feet would brush under the table. I didn't want to let go. I still don't want to let go, even though you are letting go, because you are supposed to. And I am allowing you to because it is the right and decent thing to do. But it isn't what I want. I pretend that good mornings and the occasional game night and sitting rather close is enough, that you are my friend and brother and companion. But it is all a lie, because you're so much more than that to me. You are my other half, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Somewhere along the way, I got lonely, and I thought that you didn't exist. I thought that I was going to be alone forever and that this other person was going to get me through life, so I wouldn't be all by myself. He seemed to fit at the time. So I tethered with him and started a family. Patience is a virtue that I guess I don't carry, because although I've raised 4 beautiful children, something was always missing in my life. And when I found you, I found me. If only I would have waited. But it seems that you are tethered too to a way of life that doesn't include me. Funny how loving me is an oddity in your life, not because of who I am, but because of how others perceive you to be. Even your family and friends question it because of choices you made earlier in life. So now we're friends who sometimes snuggle close or hold on to a hug a little longer. We see dreams in each other's eyes as others cloud over because of choices we have made. I will always remember the way you make me feel, how handsome you are in the candlelight and in the falling snow on Christmas Eve. You are magical to me. And it all started when you mumbled, coloratura. How am I on time?
Well, let's see, you are, so I just got lost in your performance here.
Sorry.
At 5 more minutes.
Okay. This one's called Bloody Hell. I used to also be a dancer, so this one has a lot of ballet metaphors and verbiage in it. I tiptoe constantly across the shards of the shattered remnants of broken promises and disjointed dreams. Every day I cover up my battered heart, my broken soul. But it aches and bleeds through smiles and satin skin. I pirouette through your lies and jete through imaginary hoops to appease the confines of my vows. Even those practiced to endure pain have a breaking point. I'm reaching mine. I'm ready to trade in these ardently stained points for a pair of boxing gloves. This one has no title. It's just what it is. I will love you with each crease that forms along your eye's corner and for every wrinkle on your brow. I will love you in the quiet calm that I crave when there are no more words to be spoken. I will love you in your pain and in fleeting moments of joy. I will constantly search for the flash of happiness upon your face. I will love you in gasps of laughter and in mourning sorrow. Through each breath I take, a little of me will escape just to be with you. Mind you, you need do nothing. I will just unconditionally, unabashedly, uncontrollably love you, even when you feel like you are unlovable. One day the sun, she ceased to shine. The moon declared, oh, how divine, without her here, the sky's all mine. He settled in the sky real low, feigning star of his own show. Unaware, he had no glow. Without his counterpart of day, there was no light left to display, not one solitary ray. He just sat there cold and still, swallowing that bitter pill. Her void is something he can't fill. Here in Denver, I don't know how the skyline looks in New York in the morning, but a lot of times here you get this weird, like brownish haze from the pollution, which is horrible. But in the morning, I also enjoy my coffee. So I decided to mix the two, a little bit of pollution with coffee. And this is what I came up with. Morning coffee. The daybreak's glare awakens me, stirring round in latte clouds. Through milky haze, the tainted sky, with coffee hues of fossil fuels, beckons me to arise and shine. My memories in similar fog, meandering in my consciousness, beg for a Java pick-me-up, a gasoline, or so to speak, to get me through this day so bleak. The billowing steam floats high and hot. I slightly cool it down with cream as it dances with the lake of stained water in my cup, waiting for my lips to touch. And pardon me, I came to a point where I left for a while. I haven't been around for a while, and this is my first, like, I'm glad you guys came back. And I know I ignored a lot of emails for a while, but before we moved here, I had a surgery that left me partially paralyzed in my right leg. So for a while, I didn't feel much like writing. And then over the winter, it was almost a year ago, it was December 29th last year. You probably saw it on the news. There was the Marshall Fire in Colorado, where over 1,000 homes burned. And everything that we owned at the time was in a storage unit in the town that was burned. So everything we owned, from all my 4 kids, everything was smoke damaged. And I just remember being in the hotel and everyone coming in. And I'm just going to share 2 from that real quick, and then I'll be done. I have more, but I think I'm almost to time, so I'll read these real quick. I met a man today who was at work and his wife at lunch when the fire consumed their home and their 2 golden retrievers. He was sobbing as they were his only children left at home. I met a family who lost their entire neighborhood, every last home with the exception of theirs. With a tiny bit of relief is profound grief because their neighbors were a huge part of their life, especially while walking their black lab. The pets of all the families in the hotel are well behaved, but the look of concern and confusion on their faces match their owners. There is a constant barrage of people coming back from vacations to find their homes gone. They try to check into our completely booked hotel, only to be told that there are no openings for miles. Some people are checking out as their power has been restored. Electric heaters are being handed out at the local Y to help warm houses so pipes don't burst. Gas is still off until further notice. Some people are full of hope, ready to get back to it and rebuild, while others seek refuge in family and debate going back to whatever state they originally came here from. Ideas sparked in the mind of a young engineering student were made evident as she spoke to us about global warming and building fire-resistant houses by the addition of a rooftop garden or pool. I learned that they burn less easily. She seemed eager to get back to school to share her ideas. All I know is these people are beautiful. In what could be their worst moments of despair, there is strength and resilience. As one woman told me, it is what makes them all Colorado proud. Coming back to the hotel the day after, because we were actually evacuated from the hotel we were staying in. We were still looking for a home after moving here. The housing has been really tight in Colorado, and it's just crazy and overly expensive. But all the ash and soot was like raining down on us as we went to the car and left whatever belongings behind and just got our kids and our animals in the car so we could get away. And the day we came back, everything still smelled stale and smoky, and you could see all the skeletons of the houses that were there. And I wanted nothing but a shower. And as I read before, the gas was still off. So everything was going to be cold. And this one is called Cold Shower. I couldn't take it anymore. The lack of heated water had kept me from washing the remnants of the firestorm from my body for 2 days. I undressed from my stale, slept-in clothes, the stench of smoke still lingering in my hair. I braced myself and step in. Frigid cold droplets skate down my skin, cutting like blades. I splash my face in the snow melt, and my eyes begin to burn. Soot-stained streams cascade from my hair like charcoal waterfalls, painting the white floor and splashing upon the subway tiles. I lick my lips. and taste the liquid concoction that started at my hairline, picking up the salty sweat and smoky ash from the prior days. I scrub it diligently away. I feel as though I've bathed in snow, symbolic of the 8 inches that fell to smother the fires. My flesh may now be clean, but the images of destruction are forever burned in my memory. And thank you all for listening.
Woo. Wow,
Bravo.
absolutely
Thank
wow.
you.
Bravo. Yes. Lovely. Powerful. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. That's
Brandy,
a lot. I've been holding that all in for a while.
wow, it's, unbelievable. But I've been doing this since 2007, Judy. And that's one of the most powerful performances that I've been witness to. I thank you so much. I can't thank you enough.
Wow.
So and now you guys get to follow that.
I'm so humbled. Thank you so much.
Okay, so boy, that was incredible. Let's have another round of applause for Brandy and for Jack. Really wonderful.
Thank you.
And the great news is that because Brandy did this on such short notice, if she wants to come back in the spring, we'd love to have her back.
Yay, I'd love to.
Great. All right, so now we're going to go around the horn again. If you do not want to be in the open read, just throw it into the chat. You know, it's try to again one non-epic length poem, and we're going to start with Linda Trott Dickman. You're up, and Barbara, you're on deck. Barbara Minnie, you're on deck.
Thank you so much. Good to see everybody. This is a letter to my younger self. It's called Dear Linda. Dear Linda, you have so much to look forward to. The joy of a family who loves you, parents who lived by example, siblings real and acquired. You will have heartbreak, no betrayal, forgiveness, learn to forgive. You will have so many chances to do the right thing and make good when you haven't. You will know love, faithfulness, rescue, accomplishments, goals met, goals jettisoned. If I have to give you any advice, continue to be yourself. Keep your wide-eyed innocence. Believe that God is always with you, even in the darkest hour, and trust yourself more. No matter what comes your way, it will make you into who you are. And I like her. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hey, Barbara, you're up. Ed, you're on deck.
Thank you, Tony. This poem is called Roadblocks. The gray northeast Ohio sky pickets the horizon with a murky luster, a shadowy fog obscuring the frozen lake, a solitary great blue heron scavenging the shore. A solitary gentlewoman meanders through sleeping fields, bone-crushing corn stalks, ghosts gleaming in her eyes, exchanging fire with the murderer of her true self. Respecting blazing memory snapshots, never learning how to be a woman from her mother, or applying makeup, or taking off her bra without first removing her blouse. We are undependable commentators, having the vaguest sense of ourselves, crafting stories that omit inconvenient truths. Just look at any Facebook page. The sounds of the hourglass are flowing on her womanhood. Regret and sorrow lasting a lifetime, destroying what is beautiful. Victories hidden among the casualties. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. But that presumes that you love yourself. Never give up on your dreams presumes that you have dreams. Dreaming is for the courageous, and so is love. If there is a heaven, Why do we say until death do us part at weddings? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Ed, you're up. Amber, you're on deck.
I'm
Ed, you
sorry.
gotta unmute yourself and you're up. Gotta unmute yourself, Ed. We can't hear you.
There, I'm unmuted.
Now you're unmuted. Now we can hear you.
Great. Well, in honor of the Christmas season, Grandmother of God. Dear Joseph, I hope you know you are a blessing. Forgive me for repeating, lots of girls would marry a carpenter. Mary is a nice girl, but I did say look around, not just here in Nazareth. I asked you more than once, what do we really know about her family? What kind of a dowry could they offer? Is that a name for a Jewish girl? You wouldn't listen. You told me she's with child. I thought you weren't trying. Who knows how it happened? And now this trip down to Bethlehem, Mary rides on your old donkey. This time of year in Bethlehem is busy. You should have known. There might not be an open room. You're surprised you wound up in a stable. Then the baby comes. Angels visit. Very nice. You're happy with those shepherds? Not a shekel to their name. And those 3 wise men, what kind of gifts are frankincense and myrrh? Now you have a holy infant. You don't invite your mother? I am to be God's bubby? It really is a shame. At least I have a grandson. When are you coming back to Nazareth? Your mother.
Thank you very much, Ed.
You're very
All
welcome.
right. Amber, you're up, and Beth Evans, you're on deck. Amber.
Hey, I'm here.
There
Hi,
you are.
you here? Okay.
Yep.
I love it. Everyone loved it. So this was a poetry prompt from Diana Lee Veely, titled Searching for Something Not Yet Lost. My mind, keen as a newly sharpened pocket knife, dull as a missed, unbuffed diamond, wandering like a stray cat, hunting forever. My sanity, I often wonder if it is in the form of a frisbee, man-made, aerodynamic, throwable, catchable, losable, fun to play with until too many hands get to it. Myself, raw as a scuffed knee or naked foot on gravel, unpredicted as a first fluffy snowfall, ornery as a cowboy in love with an Indian.
Whoa.
My heart. I often wonder if it is in the form of a boomerang, man-made, aerodynamic, throwable, dangerous, losable, fun to play with until too many hands get to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Beth Evans, you're up, and Larry McCoy, you're on deck.
Okay, thanks, Tony. This was inspired by an invitation to submit poems to a journal that's celebrating its 13th issue, and the theme will be superstition. It's called 9 Lives in 9 Haikus. Kittens, litter mates. Mother near smothers the runt. Scat, I'm out of here. Number 2. Hanging from the drapes, claws hooked, tails crooked, eyes saucer, stops, drops, rolls, and runs. Number 3. Fast, dashed across the street, near miss, driver hissed, and you stopped to lick your rear. Number 4, what was in that fish? Slush bucket, curbside spilling, 8 remnants, remorse. Number 5, kettles on the stove, water boils, tail on fire, quick into the sink. Number 6, large dog on the loose, me chased up a tree, out on a branch. Safe now? Jump. Number 7, nasty tomcat prowls in the neighborhood, the bully. Cat fight? Not tonight. Number 8, investigating, open cabinet, door shut. We'll be out for brunch. Number 9, settled on the chair, comfort of the living room. Let the last one last. That's it.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much. All right. Larry McCoy, you're up, and Bernardo, you're on deck.
Hello. I think I'm done finally with a manuscript about how much fun I had and how much trouble I caused growing up in Indiana. The book is called Confessions of a Hoosier Class Clown. This is part of a chapter. After Grandpa McCoy's death in March of 1944, he moved to his farm. Not a good move. Dad may have had irresistible sentimental reasons for doing this, but it didn't really make sense. He kept his job in Frankfurt as a sales clerk while trying to tend to chickens and cows and grow a few crops, plowing the fields with a horse. I was 7 years old and my older brother Jim was about 10. Our chores included milking cows. They have to be milked twice a day, and I think Jim and I were assigned only to the evening shift. A cow we called Big Red scared the berries out of us. She kicked when her tits were touched. As I've grown old, I have tits of my own and appreciate why Big Red didn't want anyone squeezing hers. On the rare nights when Big Red didn't start kicking, neither Jim nor I had hands big and strong enough to squeeze more than a trickle of milk out of her. There aren't many articles written about successful milking techniques that exclude the touching, grabbing, squeezing of tits. Or if there were, Jim and I hadn't read them. Dad would come home after work and hear that every cow except Big Red had been milked. He was not pleased that his 2 older sons showed no aptitude for handling simple farm chores or even basic courage. While in Dad's eyes we may have been sissies, we both desired to age slowly, maybe even living into our teens. That's it.
I love that.
As always, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Larry.
Thank
All
you.
right, Bernardo, you're up, and then Judy Turek, you have for yourself and for Vinny, you're up on deck.
Near and far and near. We need to protect the thing most dear. There might be a tragic cost, so much that could be lost. To learn to care and share the truth is not bearing of a cross. Forward, work, hope, love, vote. If we could eradicate apathy dramatically, we could take back democracy emphatically. We could play a part in starting to reduce the tragedies. To vote is more than hope. It is strategy. Love could decrease the numbers of people who are left behind or hurt. It is not done magically, but by us doing the work. 4 words of note to quote. Work, hope, love, vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And not that anybody really this group needs to be reminded, but tomorrow is election day. So please get out and vote. However you're going to vote, please vote. All right, Judy, your choice. Read yours first or Vinny's first, whichever you like. And
Okay.
hang on. And then Maria Lasella, you're on deck.
Okay. So pretend this is Vinny's voice. Let's see. Okay, and it's a form poem. It is a trentasse form, which is the first stanza is repeated in order as the first line in the next 5 stanzas. Okay. Oh, waning crescent. Pyrrhic victory garden planted just for show. Surrender to the muse once more before you go. Rest and restore your silver shape. Become whole, reflecting, contemplating, and creating as you go. Composting rich ideas makes time and money. Intuition tells me we'll be fine. Don't worry, honey. Surrender to the muse once more before you go. Unattended, overgrown, we need to reap what we sow. Give up your bounty and go dormant with the frost. Take your winter nap and dream of things you've lost. I turn you over again and again and again in my mind. A little birdie told me, don't fret, you'll be just fine. Rest and restore your silver shape. Become whole, ever present, floating overhead. You stole the summer, now it is fall. Even behind the shoal, the clouds can't hide your allure. I hear your call. Lycanthrope, with claws not meant for fighting, spitting words, casting barbs, quick like lightning. Reflecting, contemplating, and creating as you go. Pay attention. Make sure not to step on the row. Beneath the light of the waning crescent moon, you planted too close. You should have left more room. Everything is everywhere, and nothing is even marked. Sprouting weeds where our eggplant and kohlrabi are parked. Composting rich ideas takes time and money. It takes getting in the soil and feeling the humus at work. We need to break down organic matter to begin the cycle again, despite all the barren blather. Despite all the pests and disease running the harvest, you need to spend the seed money which you invest. Intuition tells me we'll be fine. Don't worry, honey. Why the heck does it always have to be about money? Does the moon care? Does the garden know? Will the future owners of our modest home ever grow anything in this spot, which has become an eyesore? Oh, Pyrrhic victory garden. We won the battle, but we lost the war. Thanks, Benny. And here we go. Okay, I participated in a prompt thing where you had 3 minutes to write a poem with a bunch of bizarre words. So here we go. Meditate. Eyes open, look upon the empty vase. Imagine a few tall stalks of blue iris by the doorway. They are not worried about being contained inside, not concerned that they brighten the hallway, cut from their roots, not obsessed with the imminence of their dying. Now imagine you are outside, looking into that elaborate doorway, the halo of blue radiance not there. Instead, an empty vase. Do you turn, approach the garden with shears in hand to cut a few of those tall stalks, bring them inside to fill the emptiness of the vase? Or do you leave them be, sun dappling them in afternoon light? Soften the stone of your heart. Deep inhale, slow exhale. Listen to your inner voice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for yours and thank you for Vinny's. Appreciate that very much. All right, so now we have Maria Lacella is up and Ann Cohn is on deck. You got to unmute yourself, Maria.
Okay, here we go.
There you are.
Let's see. This is called Because Girls Need to Know. La casa era piena di caos. Chaos in any language is the same. A home full of sound, languages, directions, desires, needs, loving and not so loving all at once. Who is being selfish? Who is being kind? These are issues in a place you want to call home. Are you the preferred child? Do you need to know you are the preferred or just need to know you belong? Good enough to be loved, good enough to be invited to the table, to the party, with cousins, aunts, uncles. Friends are another matter. They can join for dessert, but not the main meal in this place that is quilted with protection, with rules known only to this group. Who is in charge? Who is not? Whose side would you be on? The winner, the loser, tossing the coins in the air and scrambling to pick them up, put them in your pocket to guide you to the next event. It is the home of circles of names and cugini and the structure of who is in charge, be it nonna and nonno. Mate, we all know it was always her. She was in charge of all of us. She decided who was to blame for the broken sugar bowl. The girl is always to blame, even though she was not in the room at the time of the breakage. She upset the boy child who broke it, and therefore she carries the weight of his act. How clever of the girl to know the difference, to carry the spiritosa. It will be crucial for her to draw on. After all, girls, more than boys, need to know more than one language and to never stop at go, but keep running forward, catch up, pass if you can, but never stop moving. Se non ti muovi, le mosche ti mangiano. If you don't move, the flies will eat you. I don't know where people who write about the Italian grandmothers find these sweet grandmothers, but I didn't have one.
Thank you, Maria, very
Thank you.
wonderful as
Thank you.
always.
Clearly not, Maria.
And you're up, and Robert Dean, you're on deck.
Okay, wow, I'm just, I'm just speechless at the great features we had this evening and all the thought-provoking poetry, and it's so good to have Oceanside poetry near and far back again. So glad to be here. This is called Keep Moving. Forget what you've learned about the shortest distance between 2 points or the way a crow flies. No oracle will guide you, though even a crudely drawn map with indiscernible landmarks would be preferable to having no directions at all. Wear comfortable shoes. Be aware estimated arrival times are subject to change without notice. Keep moving. Your route consists of roads less traveled, through trash-strewn alleys and vacant lots littered with broken glass. Keep moving. On lucky days, you may encounter welcome distractions, sunny vistas of charming coastal towns, purple-hued mountain meadows, but you know you can't stay. Keep moving. Mostly you will feel like a solitary traveler stumbling towards Mount Doom in the desolate land of Mordor. Keep moving. Become familiar with the silent companions who have always been by your side. Pain has been polishing your imperfections into gems of compassion. Gratitude has been gifting you with bouquets of simple victories. As you keep moving, you'll discover your feet have grown wings, ready to fly you home.
Whoa.
Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Ann. Okay, Robert, you're up, and then let's see, Sheila Hoffenberg, you're on deck.
The one I'd like to read, Tony, comes in about 2 minutes. Is that
That's fine.
considered epic?
Nope, you're
Okay.
fine. That's good.
Okay, and I've got, there we go. I just found out a couple weeks ago, this one was nominated for the Pushcart by Claire McQueen at McQueen's Quinterly, and so it's called Cruel and Unusual. It's a montage. 1. The pock in my windshield seeks to grow into a crack, branch out to consume all the glass, swallow the known world. 2. In Livingston, Texas, a man knows already the loss of the known, the world, spends 27 years in a 9-by-6-foot cell, 3 steps from end to end, eyesight dimming, vocal cords less vocal, the knowledge of language like a comic book in shrink wrap where the ink comes off with the plastic and the superheroes are out of date. One phone call in 27 years informing him his mother died. 3. Saugerties, New York, found after 2 years lost in a tiny room under the basement stairs of her grandfather's house. A 6-year-old girl in the grasp of her all too grasping mother, found on Valentine's Day, though no candied hearts, no pink frosted sugar cookies in the shape of love greet her. Father and grandfather and mother led away in handcuffs. What kind of solitary was hers those 2 years? Cruel and unusual, surely. Like the man in Texas, she's deemed no longer an escape risk, though Texas puts up a fight, not an 8th Amendment question, the rebuttal. 4. Bridgewater Township, New Jersey. 2 teens in a mall throw punches over something stupid, one of them said, one of them black, one white. The cop sits the light-skinned boy on a chair and tackles the black kid, bang his head on a trash receptacle, handcuff him, the white boy holding out conjoined wrists, offering himself up for cuffing. Even he can't believe what's happening. He threw the first punch after all, sent back to his chair. He is later deemed Hispanic. What amendment does that fall under? What is the known world here and how long till it's consumed? 5. Chihuahua, Mexico. A cluster bomb, yellow-headed blackbirds dropped from out of nowhere, burst on yellow houses and broken cement. Some small bodies flutter up and away. Most are instantly dead. Others flop and flop until they don't. Is this the world we know? We see no agency for this freak of nature. Pollution, one scientist offers. Another, too many birds on a wire. Yet another, unseen predator foul. 6. Do we get to pick and choose our root causes? What sent the first mall fist flying? What crime warrants complete sensory deprivation without appeal? How could a mother and father and grandfather do such a thing? When we open our Bibles and read, not a sparrow falls without God knows it, not a hair on her head that isn't numbered. 7. In the cardiologist's waiting room across from me, a white-haired couple, him with a very peaked tent in his pants, the hard-on of all hard-ons. The boys in the mall would be envious, yet Miracle Man seems oblivious, as does Mrs. Miracle Man. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's the trick. Just sit back and let it be. But how can we not resin and polish away the pock, erase the detritus of what we have become, what we toss up in the glass of our own faces before it's too late, before the world attains unknowability, before we become completely, irredeemably terra incognita. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Sheila, you're up, and Ro, you're on deck.
Okay, hello, everybody. This is called I Wish. I wish I could go back in time when things were simpler, when my loved ones were still here, when the world was together. Well, maybe not all together, but better than what it is today. I wish there was no such thing as cancer or demented people. Why can't we all get along and do away with discrimination? Hate is a dirty word. Why can't it be eliminated from the world? If only we could reunite our minds with love and kindness and focus on positivity, the universe would revolve into a better understanding of hope and prosperity. That's what I'm wishing for. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Appreciate it. Good job. Okay, Ro, you're up, and Paula, you're on deck.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Glad to be back. Wonderful we restarted this. This is a poem I wrote this morning. A reminder of my hometown. Today's balmy mid-autumn day reminds me of Delhi, my hometown, where dew ruled the morning, the sun, the afternoon. This is siesta weather, my friend. Ah, that afternoon nap on the jute charpoy or cot in the back veranda beneath the mango tree under partial sun and partial shade. Not a care in the world, not a chore to mind. Only sweet dreams of lip smacking chai with friends. Why can't every day be this glorious? Why not have only the fall glory throughout? A season loved by one and all, because below the fallen leaves lies rebirth. Winter feels dead, not so with fall, when all is fiery in nature, a reminder of the ultimate light and abundance that awaits. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much, Ro.
you.
Tony, just one thing, my Newsday article is coming on on November 13th.
Okay, very
So
good.
thank you.
Great.
So please, those who get Newsday, be on the lookout. Thank you.
Excellent. Paula, you're up. And who am I? David Dickman, you're on deck.
Okay. So I wrote this after learning about one of my past students who went missing. Can you see me, everyone?
Yeah, we can see and hear you. You're good.
Very good, thank you. So the student passed away. His name was Kareem R. And Kareem, the name Kareem means generous giving. He was a football player. He was, maybe some of you guys, women out there know about Kareem. He was on the Florida State Seminoles and a few other football teams. Anyway, he went missing and was found dead. And I went to his memorial service, which was literally on the football field at the high school.
Okay.
One of the young men there kept saying, "You feel me." And that was a word, you know, they all kind of hugging each other and they kept saying, "You feel me, you feel me." So it's called You Feel Me. You feel me, frozen in thin air, where, why they all cry, he is no longer. You feel me? It is uncertain. Friends, how do they continue with tears suspended? You feel me? Meeting together, parked in the schoolyard near Coach Caputo Way. You feel me? Memories flood in. Too many have gone this way, reaching in deeply. You feel me? Huddled like before on the football turf, a memorial vigil. You feel me? One by one, children, now adult, on their right to reflect. You feel me? October chills, holding hands, hugging in unison and sympathy. You feel me? All in consideration for generous giving. They lean in on love. You feel me?
Very powerful. Thank you, Paula. Thank you very much. David, you're up, and Lydia, you're on deck.
The colors that come from forest green. The falling leaves swirl in a colorful cascade, yet those colors all come from forest green. They dance in a cold and wet and windy parade. The falling leaves swirl in a colorful cascade. From reds and golds and almost chartreuse they fade to that crinkly brown from vibrant forest sheen, sorry. The falling leaves swirl in a colorful cascade, yet all those colors come from forest green.
Thank you. All right. Great job. And let's see. Lydia, you're up. And Laura, you're on deck. Lydia? Lydia going once. Lydia going twice. Laura, you're up.
Hi there. I wasn't planning on reading. This is my first time here. I was invited by Bruce just to watch or to listen. That's okay.
That's absolutely fine. I usually ask, I think I asked a few times, just to throw in the chat that you don't want to read. But welcome.
I
Do you have something for us? If you have something for us, we'd love to hear it.
Well, I have something in, hold on 1 second, let me see. Someone else can go and then I can come back later if you don't mind. If not, I'll read the next time. It's my first time I came late, so I just thought we could just read. I mean, listen.
It's not a problem. Yeah, you're the last one. So we're gonna call it an evening. I want to, if everybody, everybody read? Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. Okay, so listen, let's unmute ourselves and let's give Jack and Brandy a nice warm up set of applause. And give yourselves a round of applause, given that once again,
Bravo!
shockingly, the open mic has not made me suicidal. So you guys did a great job.
Brandy, you're wonderful.
Thank you, everybody.
It's a very unusual thing, Brandy. You gotta know, I'm not usually a big open mic guy, but I've been very pleased with the group that's shown up for Poets Near and Afar.